and your life. Just wait a couple minutes till the devotees can join. We have to do something about this internet.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Please forgive us. And I think I'll have to show it to our internet provider. He oversold his internet by a lot, and it's divided so much that it cannot serve its customers. So what example can we take from this? And I'm speaking about this right now until more devotees come. What example can we take from this? If we divide our bhakti, our love, our devotion, our attachments into so many different ways, then we won't be able to have success in attaining our goal. So our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedānta, Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja, and all of our Guru Varga and our scriptures have told us that if we want to attain our goal, then we must bring everything into one point, focus it at that goal, then we can attain that goal. Just like a river flowing through a desert. If you separate it into so many different pathways and little streams, you will see that it will dry up. But if you put it into one path, one big stream, and let that flow clearly toward the next big river, then that will connect and that big river will flow or take that flow to the ocean. So if we divide our attention and our bhakti, our attachment, in so many ways, bahu nishta, we will never attain our goal. So like our Srila Gurudev, when he arrived at the lotus feet of his Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, when he fell at his feet, what did he tell him? He said, all of the love, all of the attachment, all of the care and everything that I had for my family, my wife and children, parents, friends, brothers, sisters, my position, my village, my everything, I have now collected in one point, and I'm offering it at your lotus feet. Our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he began weeping. Tears were flowing from his eyes, and he said, until now, I have never heard anyone say anything like this. This kind of dedication. And our Gurudev would say that from that, those tears that came in reciprocation for that surrender that he gave his Gurudev, he said, by that mercy, I was able to successfully travel and preach the mission of my Gurudev and Mahaprabhu everywhere. So hopefully it will continue working now. So I was just mentioning that here you're seeing in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, there's a lot of qualification being given, saying that he's the Supreme Lord of everything, that he's impossible to attain for the impersonalists and the ascetics, the jnanis, and those who are going after the impersonal feature of the absolute truth. They cannot attain him. But by bhakti, and then it says, Krishna allowed himself to be bound. But in Vrindavan, we also know that Krishna has this function known as mukdata, means by the love of his devotees, it is so overpowering, so all-consuming that he himself forgets, I am God. And he feels that I'm just the darling son of Yashoda. And now my mother's angry at me. And although fear itself and death itself is afraid of him, he forgets all of that, and he's just afraid of his mother and her stick. Her love is so great, her vatsalya prem, her parental love and affection, that he forgets everything else. And so from one perspective, you could say, he's consenting. Okay, I will allow you to bind me. And from another perspective, you can understand that it is by his own internal potency that all of this is taking place. Like our acharyas have said, and it's written in Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita, that when Krishna is killing demons in Vrindavan, that's not really the function of Krishna, to kill demons. Krishna's function is to steal hearts, is to steal butter, is to play, is to love and laugh and dance. He's playing his flute and he's charming all. Stones are melting, Jamuna's reversing her course. The calves are forgetting to drink their mother's milk and their ears are opening up wide like big cups and drinking the nectar of Krishna's flute. So who is killing the demons? Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita states that it is the other forms within him. It is the function of the Vishnu avatars to kill the demons, right? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata paritranaya sadhanam vinashaya cha dushkritam. It is their function to kill the demons. So from the Braj perspective, Gurudev would tell, like when Trinavarta came and took little Krishna, he is the whirlwind demon. Trinavarta came from Kamsa, shaped like a whirlwind. He put Krishna on his shoulders and all of Vrindavan was darkened. There was dust and storms all around and no one could find baby Krishna. Yashoda was so upset she was simply weeping like a cow who lost her calf. So it is said that Krishna made himself really heavy. So from the perspective of Aishwarya Gyan, this is Bhagavan, and he's making himself heavy and he's killing the demon. From the perspective of Madhurya, Bhav, the sweetness of Braj, from that perspective, Krishna, little Krishna, he went up very high in Trinavarta. Trinavarta was carrying him and he was holding on for dear life. He's just a baby. And he's looking so excitedly. He can see all of the pathways to all of the gopis' houses everywhere. He had a bird's eye view of all of Vrindavan. But what happened? Trinavarta went up and up and up, so high that he went above the clouds and Krishna couldn't see Vrindavan anymore. And that little Krishna became afraid and began to hold on. Now, when he's trying to hold on to Yashoda, no problem, she can put him down because her love overpowers his power. When he's holding on to Trinavarta, Trinavarta doesn't have love for Krishna. He wanted to kill Krishna. So as he's holding on, Trinavarta begins to choke. And our Gurudev would say his eyeballs came out like rasagula. And he fell down, down, down to the ground and he was dead. Krishna wasn't trying to kill him. It is the function of the Vishnu avatars within Krishna that kills the demons. You can look up those verses in Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita. I'm not making any of this up. And our Srila Gurudev and our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas have explained these pastimes in quite intricate detail. You will find it from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, from our Gurudev, and from Jiva Goswami, from so many of our Acharyas, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Gosvāmī. These deeper, intricate understandings that we have really received from Mahaprabhu through Srila Rupa Goswami. So, it depends on one's perspective. Like our Srila Gurudev said, no true Brajabasi can ever accept or believe that Krishna was born in Mathura.
Are you going to 8?
What time is it?
It's 7:35.
I'll go for a little bit.
Okay.
She caught that. Yes, his eyeballs came out like rasagulla. So Srila Gurudev was saying, no true Brajabasi can ever accept or believe that. And we know that in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, it is said directly that Krishna, not that he was born in the prison cell of Kamsa, but he appeared there. How? Like Nārāyaṇa, standing there with 4 arms, conch shell, disc, club, lotus flower, in full yellow garb with a Vaijayanti Mala garland, helmet, all of his jewelry and armlets and everything as Nārāyaṇa. And Vasudeva and Devaki began offering prayers to Bhagavan. At the same time, Nanda Atmaja, the son of Nanda Mahārāja, Krishna in Vrindavan, was born to Mother Yashoda. The original Krishna was born to Mother Yashoda. This original Krishna, Even Devi, who is that? Durga, she told that to Kamsa. When he tried to dash that baby girl to the floor, at that time, instead of going to the floor, she flew up into the sky and turned into Durga. And on her way up into the sky, she kicked him in the head and said, "You fool. That person who is meant to kill you was already born somewhere else." And she used that word. He already took birth somewhere else. And Śrīmad Bhagavatam also states that Krishna, he was there with his younger sister. So this is also signified or told about in some kind of sutra way in Śrīmad Bhagavatam. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates have revealed all of these beautiful gems. Without them, we wouldn't have known. Jadi Gauranga Nahito Tabe ki hoita Kemane Dharitam de Radhara Mahima Prema Rasasima Jagate Janato Ke. Who would have known about Vrindavan and the nature of the prema of the Brajabasis and Radha's love for Krishna without Mahaprabhu? And then we say the same for Rupa Goswami. Yam Kalirupa Sharira Nadharata Tan Braja Prema Mahaniti Kutarika Kona Kapata Ugharata. Who would have known about this Braja Prem if it had not been for Srila Rupa Goswami? Who would have known about the difference between Mathura and Vrindavan? So, Vrindavanam Parityaja Padam Ekam Nagachati. The original Krishna never steps one footstep outside of Vrindavan. So any manifestation of Krishna that is outside of Vrindavan, you should understand is a part and another part and a part of the original Krishna. But the original Krishna, Yam Shyama Sundaram, what is it? Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. That original Krishna is only to be found in Sri Vrindavan Dham. That's why Mahaprabhu, he says, Aradhyo Bhagavan, the topmost worshipful form of God, Bhagavan. Who is that? Brajeshatanai. Tadhama Vrindavanam is the dearmost son of Nanda Mahārāja, the beloved of Srimati Radhika, who resides in Sri Vrindavan Dham. That is the topmost worshipful form of Bhagavan. And this is the opinion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and there is nothing beyond it. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, matamidam tatradaro na paraha. So, from the perspective of these sages who are seeing an Aishwarya Gyan, from the mood of God's opulence, his awesomeness, his absoluteness and infiniteness, they're understanding and seeing that it is this Parabrahma, supreme absolute truth, who's playing like an ordinary child in the courtyard of Nanda Baba. Therefore they're saying, Aho Bhagyam, how fortunate are these Brajabasis, Nanda Gopar Brajokasam, that the supreme absolute truth is playing like an ordinary child in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. But in Vrindavan, the Brajabasis aren't thinking like that. How fortunate we are that the supreme absolute truth is playing like a child in my courtyard. They're thinking, my naughty little boy is playing in my courtyard, and now he's getting up to no good. Now we have to discipline him. So the cowherd boys are wrestling him and defeating him by their love and affection. The cows are overflowing with milk just upon seeing him out of their parental love and affection. All of those elderly gopas and gopis, they also see him with parental love and affection. And those other gopis, those younger gopis, Srimati Radhika and all of them. There's elderly gopis who see him like mother seeing child, and there's those younger gopis who see him as the topmost Cupid of all Cupids. Sakshat Manmat Manmata. Completely, devastatingly dashing, charming, heroic, and handsome heart thief. So they're not seeing him as God, as Bhagavan. And when he even tries to manifest any Bhagavata, it doesn't affect them. For one moment, it peeks its head up like a straw in boiling milk, and then completely saturated with ras. That is the nature of Sri Vrindavan Dham. So much so that he forgets everything and becomes completely absorbed in being controlled by that love and affection. So according to perspectives, we have tattva vichar and rasa vichar. We can see from both of these angles of vision. So these verses have conveyed the aforementioned reason for being bound. Later in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Sri Krishna declares, Devarshir me priyatamo yad imo dhanadātmajo tat tata sadhayishyami yad geetam tan mahatmana. That's Śrīmad Bhagavatam 10:10-25. Devarshi Narad is my dear devotee. Therefore, even though these two brothers, the sons of the most wealthy demigod, Kuvera, he's the treasurer of the demigods, even though they had no devotion for me, still I must fulfill Sri Narad's words by appearing directly before them and granting them my devotional service. So these two were intoxicated. Nala Kuber and Manigriva, the two sons of Kuvera, the demigod of wealth, completely intoxicated, completely naked in the lake playing with apsaras, means heavenly damsels. Narada Muni came through that area. Those heavenly damsels immediately took to the trees and hid in the bushes in respect for Narada Muni, but these two, Nalakubera and Manigriva, quite intoxicated with their youth, their bodily beauty, their high position, Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, and Shri, their birth, their wealth, their knowledge, and their bodily beauty. They were very disrespectful. They were intoxicated by all of this. They were disrespectful to Narada Muni. He said, because you are behaving like trees, being naked in public like this, and being disrespectful, I will teach you a lesson. You shall become trees. Immediately they started turning into trees, and they fell at Narada Muni's feet. We should understand that the curse of any pure Vaishnava is always beneficial in the end. By that curse, millions of lifetimes of anarthas are removed. It's not that we should place ourselves into a position where we get cursed by them. That would be intentional aparad, which is not good for us at all. But sometimes heavy chastisement comes from the Vaishnava, and we should understand that that heavy chastisement is actually symptomatic of their love, of their affection, of their mercy, of their compassion for the jivas. Their hearts bleed upon seeing our suffering condition in separation from service to Krishna. So when Narada Muni gave this curse, they fell at his feet begging forgiveness. And he said, because I've already made this curse, it must come to pass. However, you will be liberated directly by Krishna. And because Narada Muni is a pure devotee, and he makes that vow, then Krishna is bound by his nature to fulfill the vow of his pure devotee. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Sarva dharma parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvang sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. You have my word, Krishna says, ma shuchaha. Abandon all varieties of mundane religiosity and surrender completely unto me. Mam ekam sharanam raja. Don't worry about the effects, the negative effects of giving up all of your other dharmas. He says, if you are doing one-pointed bhakti, surrendering unto me, then I will free you from any negative consequence. I will give you liberation from that negative consequence, which is considered sinful. If you give up your worldly, moral duties and obligations, it's considered a sin. But if you're doing it for Krishna, it's not. But just in case you don't believe him, our Srila Gurudev would say, because Krishna promised on the battlefield, I will not take up any weapon, but what did he do? When Bhishma Dev was showering them with arrows, so much so that Arjuna couldn't fight back properly. Even Krishna was getting hit, the horses, Arjuna. At that time, Krishna got angry, he jumped off the chariot, and he grabbed a chariot wheel from another broken chariot, and ran after Bhishma Dev to strike him down. At that time, Bhishma Dev threw down his bow, and he said, come on, this is the greatest, most wonderful thing. Krishna just broke his vow for me. He was so happy, I will accept it. Yes, Krishna broke his vow. So our Gurudev said, if you might not trust him, because sometimes, Gurudev said, sometimes Mathuravasis may lie, then Krishna tells Arjuna, Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nagachitim kaunteya pratijanihi namay bhakta pranashyati. You declare it boldly that my devotee will never perish. He told Arjuna, you declare it. When the pure devotee declares it, then Krishna is bound to follow that order. And we've seen this also with Śrī Ram and Hanuman. Now there was that person who had committed some terrible crime, and Ram said by sometime 4 o'clock this afternoon, he will be executed. So that person ran to Narada Muni, please help me. I'm going to be killed at 4 o'clock. Please save me, save me, save me. Narada Muni said, go to Hanuman. Tell him of your plight, but don't tell him who's going to do it. Just beg him to save you and don't leave until he says, I will protect you. So this person ran to the feet of Hanuman, fell at his feet, grabbed, please, Hanumanji, someone's going to kill me, someone's going to kill me. At 4 o'clock, they're going to kill me, please save me, save me, save me. Hanuman said, don't worry, no one is going to kill you. Basically, over my dead body. So that man was taking shelter of Hanuman. At 4 o'clock, who shows up? Śrī Ram himself. Where is that man I promised I would kill at 4 o'clock? The man is hiding behind Hanuman, and Hanuman stands there. I made a vow, I will protect him. And Ram had made the vow, I will kill him. But Ram was bound more to the vow of his devotee than he was to his own vow. This shows that the vow of the devotee takes a superior position to the vow of the Lord himself. So this is why we take shelter of the pure devotee. Sri Guru at the time of initiation makes a vow that I will not rest. I will come back again and again and again until I bring you to perfection. I will not stop. And the disciple makes a vow to Guru at the time of initiation. I will follow your instructions. I will do as you say. And I will continue making this endeavor until you bring me to perfection. So it's a mutual relationship. But this taking shelter of the pure devotee of Krishna, this is essential. Because whatever they say, Krishna is bound to follow. So we don't take direct shelter. Krishna says, he who says they are my devotee, they're not really my devotee. But the devotee of my devotee, he is my real devotee. So this is our process Mahaprabhu has given to us. Gopi bhartu padakamalayor das anudasaha. That my only identity is that I am the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna, the beloved of the gopis. Gopi bhartu. So, those two had no devotion for me, Krishna said. Nalakuber and Manigriva had no devotion for Krishna. Still, I must fulfill Sri Narad's words by appearing directly before them and granting them my devotional service. This is by the mercy of Narad Muni. So really for us, the mercy of the pure devotees is everything. The mercy of Sri Guru and Vaishnavas is everything for us. Our Param Gurudev Śrīla Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Gosvāmī Mahārāja continues. The deep meaning of this statement spoken by Sri Krishna is that he enacted the pastime of delivering the two sons of Kuvera in the form of twin Arjuna trees because he was pleased by Sri Narada's devotion to him. Krishna was pleased by Narad's devotion to him, and therefore he fulfilled the promise of Narada Muni. Indeed, he enacts all of his pastimes because he is pleased with the bhakti of his devotees. Why does Krishna perform pastimes here? He's always performing pastimes in the transcendental realm, Goloka Vrindavan, transcendental Gokul, and all of Braj Mandal and Aprakat. So why does he appear in the material world? Why does he transport his entire Vrindavan Dham and perform all of these pastimes here? He says in Bhagavad Gita, with a single particle of myself, I manifest everything. not even a fragment of my glory. The entire material cosmic manifestation is manifested. Without even breathing, he can create and destroy unlimited universes. Without, did I say without breathing? Without thinking. Without thinking. In one breath. Out breath, unlimited universes. In breath, unlimited universes destroyed. Out breath, again created. In breath, again destroyed. Why does he need to come and perform sweet pastimes here and there? Easily he can kill unlimited demons without a second thought. Why does he do it? Because his devotees experience ever-increasing bliss and satisfaction. Tushyanticha ramanticha, by always remembering and glorifying his beautiful names, forms, qualities, and pastimes. So because of his bhaktavatsalyata, because of his affectionate nature toward his devotees, anugrahaya bhaktanam, because of this nature of Krishna to want to also reciprocate with his devotees' love for him, he performs such beautiful, amazing, and charming transcendental pastimes that his devotees are constantly elated, remembering and discussing all of these sweet pastimes. So he enacts these pastimes because he is pleased with the bhakti of his devotees. This is yet another important meaning of bhakti badham, meaning he is bound by bhakti. Thus ends the English rendition of the Digdarshani Tika on the second verse. So we have just read our Param Gurudev Śrīla Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Gosvāmī Mahārāja's purport on the second verse of Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam, and we will continue the next time with our Śrīla Gurudev Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja's very lengthy and very, very rasik, very sweet and beautiful commentary on this second verse when we continue tomorrow.
Yes.
So, Śrīla Gurudev ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Param Gurudev Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai, Śrī Sanātana Gosvāmī ki jai, Śrī Satyavrata Muni ki jai, Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam ki jai, Radha Damodar Ju ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo.
Please forgive us for the internet issues today.
I just looked down and I keep seeing this, haha, the eyeballs came out like rasagula. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Jai 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 Shri Radhe 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 Jai 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 Shri Radhe Shri Radha Bihari Ki Jai 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 Shri Radhe Jai Jai Shri Radhe Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam Gaur Premanande
Hari Hari Bol.
So thank you all very much for bearing with us and our internet difficulties. Please forgive us for that. We are doing our best. And thank you for just being with us today and giving us the opportunity to remember the beautiful teachings of our Srila Gurudev and our Guru Varga. And also for daily giving us the opportunity to do our Guru Seva, which is our life and soul. For that, we are indebted to each and every one of you. We look forward to being with all of you tomorrow. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, dear Vaishnavas.
Radhe
Jai Shri
Radha
Radhe
Bihari Ju Ki Jai Sachidananda Gaura Hari
Ki Jai.
Jai Jai Shri
Radhe Shyam.